In something, you are pioneering, leading, dominating, and original. You are doing so in a quiet way, one where you are being guided by an inner truth. It's a quiet confidence. This is coming for you after a transition, a change. You're leaving behind something, you're releasing something, and it says baggage here, so perhaps something difficult. And this gets confirmed here with what you're leaving behind is secrets, harm, hidden agenda, disconnected from intuition. So being disconnected from your intuition. Shallow behavior, selfish behavior. This timeline for you, okay, it only saw for you, like, there was no future in it. It was all distraction. It was illusion, I'm hearing. You now, though, are emotionally balanced. Okay, you in regards to this situation where there were secrets, there was harm, there was hidden agenda, there was confusion on your part. Okay, that's what the disconnected from intuition is. So now, in this emotionally balanced place, you're probably more connected than ever. There's probably a strength to, not probably, there's definitively a strength to your connection to your intuition at this point, because you've went through the confusion from this, where there were secrets, there was harm done, there was hidden agenda. But now you are emotionally balanced. You're compassionate for self and others. You've always been compassionate for others, but I'm sensing now you are compassionate for self as well. It's interesting because I'm getting like you may have needed a lot of support, or still do in some ways, but like it's coming back to that like quiet power, that inner truth, and that quiet strength and quiet confidence. It's like you may be supporting people while you need that same support, but you're not receiving it. And it's like you're just incredibly strong for that. Spirit wants you to acknowledge that. Right now, this emotionally balanced state comes from you dealing with your shadow. You approaching in, I'm hearing encroaching. Is that like a hunting term? That's kind of funny. The idea that you hunted your shadow down. I just heard as I read the devil there, I heard chase the devil. Like you chased him down in a hunting way within yourself. You may have dealt with addiction, restriction, temptation, codependency, toxicity, in any sense, any way that the shadow self can materialize. Now, though, you enter an era of self-care. Okay, one where you're luxuriating, I'm hearing. And you are autonomous in this new era, okay? This self-care era. It's like you've taken ownership of, like, your health, I'm hearing, is part of it. And that does come from you listening to your inner feelings and taking care of yourself and loving yourself. But I really feel like, and we have codependency showing up again here in insecurity, but I feel like those were like that's the shadow side of this reading, is like there was a lot of codependency. Perhaps insecurity was like a prevalent energy here in this dynamic, where there was like harm done and secret agendas and such. What you're leaving in the past and what you may have struggled with in the past, especially during this era of confusion, is a lack of direction, procrastination, creating conflict, self-limiting beliefs, creating conflict. I'm getting more like disillusion made you misunderstand. Confirmation on, I just got a text message there that came through twice. It made you misunderstand it, like your world. Okay, so this misunderstanding created conflict, but you're leaving behind like this lack of direction. You've gained a sense of direction. You have you've been imbued with like a sense of energy, I'm hearing. and you actually steer clear of conflict, like illusion. You've always steered clear of conflict, but you're better at identifying now, like illusion conflict. Because of course you understand some things, you know, you can't avoid conflict. Like there's some things you just can't avoid conflict on, and you know, you had to learn that lesson early on because you are, I can't think of a better word than conflict avoidant, but you know, you prefer to have a peaceful, like, through line to the energy around you. And I forget where I just totally dropped my train of thought there, but you know, I think what all I was getting at there is you've always understood, you understood early on, like, because you like that peaceful through line. You realize some conflict has to be had because you realized when you were meeting that head, you were meeting that head. And what's actually kind of went hidden here is the feeling of exhaustion or burnout. And maybe you felt restless, maybe you felt stressed, okay? And those have been easy to identify, but like saying I'm burnout, that's maybe been hard for you to realize or recognize or acknowledge or even know what that is. And like, I remember, you know, I actually probably need to look into that a little bit more myself, but like, I remember before I knew what it was at all, I used to repeatedly push myself into states of burnout and like not know what it was, especially when I was in that state of like confusion and like lack of direction. I would have like all my creativity would like come to me in like spurs of nearly mania, I guess. I that's how I used to understand it. I would just be like very incredibly restless and almost like I can't sleep for like 2 days, 3 days. Like I would sleep, but you know, I would stay up all night cleaning and maybe sleep like 2 hours and be fine the next day to do like another long day. And that was like really bad when my burnout cycles were really bad because I was like spurting all my energy into like misdirected projects, like a cleaning project, instead of like something that feels really purposeful and intentional and like more fulfilling, like a passion or something that I feel like is aligned with my life purpose or something that's just like for fun. But like I think I used to use my creative spurs to respond to the stress of the environment, and so I would do things like manic cleaning, if that's what you want to call it, but like, you know, spring cleaning projects randomly throughout the year when these spurts would come about, stuff like that. And it's like, I think that was actually a stress response. Maybe that's relevant to you if you're here. And that was really like a cycle I went through really heavily, that burnout cycle, and misdirecting my creativity while I was stressed was really prevalent, like in terms of the path I was on when I was in that confusion stage. But that, like, it may help you to know that this burnout and this exhaustion and like that feeling of just like heaviness, restlessness, it comes because of like deep wounds, betrayal, crisis, a painful ending. Okay, but you are reaching and have reached justice, truth. You understand like your truth now. You have clarity on the matter. And balance is being restored. Okay, and over here we have like the Three of Cups reversed. And this card, you know, some of your cards, they actually have like some negative, if you want to call it that, implications to the cards. And this card reads like overindulgence, gossip, heavy partying, isolation. Like those things together, like they might not sound all that great, but that's actually not what's sticking out to me in this. What's sticking out to me in this is independence, isolation, alone time. Three's a crowd. And like, you know, three, I was being called earlier. I thought I had 3 notifications, but the third one I was talking over, so I wasn't sure. I was being called to like 3 in like the sense of like spirit and the Son and the Father and like that thing, you know, like a holy sense. Okay, the Holy Trinity. I'm getting, you know, this three's a crowd thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but I'm getting like, I feel like it's implied like 3 is too many, but here it's like 3 is just right. And it's like you in spirit is who you're, it's like you and spirit are celebrating. You are celebrating in your own way, and you celebrate independently. Okay, and spirit is wanting you to just make sure you're releasing any last threads of negative self-talk. Make sure you are forgiving self and others, remaining optimistic, focusing on your recovery, and focusing on moving on. That's really critical. Focusing on moving on and releasing pain. Okay, focus on optimism. And just to close this out and to confirm that, we have the sun. Positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth. All is well. Rebirth, you guys, after all this, that's a strong key word. We have, this is you guys. This is you guys riding through on this white horse. Oh. And the sun is shining on you. The whole field belongs to you. Like, all of this abundance is yours. And, this, I'm hearing your freak flag. This flag you're waving, it's huge, and you're waving it, okay? And, this, I've never noticed this. There's like a feather coming from their crown. And I just learned recently of an Egyptian god or goddess that has a feather from their crown as well, just like that on the front. I forget who they were though, but you may have Egyptian ties. But my beautiful star collective, we are going to leave your reading off there. I hope this found you and found you well. If it does, leave a like and your thoughts in the comments below. If you're a little shy or you don't know what to say, leave a sun emoji in the comments and subscribe so I can see you again. Bye for now.